The evolution of global warming awareness. The understanding of global warming has evolved significantly since the late 19th century, transitioning from skepticism to a recognized environmental threat. Historical context of global warming. The concept of global warming can be traced back to the late 19th century, specifically with Svante Arrhenius's pioneering work in 1896. Arrhenius was one of the first scientists to suggest that carbon dioxide emissions could lead to an increase in Earth's temperature. Despite this early insight, the scientific community did not fully embrace the potential dangers of global warming for several decades. During the early 20th century, interest in climate science was limited, and many meteorologists remained skeptical about the implications of CO2 on climate change. This skepticism persisted until the mid-20th century, when a series of advancements began to shift the narrative surrounding global warming. Key developments in the 1950s and 1960s. The late 1950s and 1960s marked a critical turning point in the scientific consideration of global warming. Several factors contributed to this renewed interest. Technological advancements, the development of improved infrared spectroscopy allowed scientists to analyze atmospheric gases with greater precision. This advancement was crucial in measuring CO2 levels and understanding its role in climate change. Ocean chemistry insights, a deeper understanding of ocean chemistry emerged, highlighting the ocean's role in carbon absorption and climate regulation. This knowledge provided a more comprehensive view of the Earth's climate system. Accurate CO2 monitoring, the establishment of reliable methods for monitoring CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere, enabled scientists to track changes over time. This data became essential for understanding the relationship between human activity and climate change. These developments collectively revitalized the issue of global warming, overcoming the earlier skepticism and leading to a broader acceptance of its potential risks. Overcoming skepticism. The shift in perspective regarding global warming was not merely due to technological advancements, it also involved a change in the scientific dialogue surrounding the topic. The convergence of old interests such as environmental conservation and new techniques in climate science fostered a collaborative atmosphere among researchers. Interdisciplinary collaboration. Scientists from various fields began to work together, combining expertise in meteorology, oceanography, and environmental science. This interdisciplinary approach enriched the understanding of climate dynamics and the implications of rising temperatures. Policy implications. As the scientific community recognized global warming as a significant environmental risk, the implications for policy became clear. Governments and organizations started to consider the potential impacts of climate change on ecosystems, economies, and public health. This growing awareness prompted a shift in focus from skepticism to proactive measures aimed at addressing climate change. The role of public awareness. Alongside scientific advancements, public awareness of global warming began to grow in the 1960s. The combination of scientific research and media coverage played a vital role in informing the public about the risks associated with climate change. Media coverage, articles, documentaries, and public discussions helped disseminate information about global warming to a wider audience. This exposure contributed to a growing concern among the general public and policymakers. Environmental movements. The rise of environmental movements in the 1960s and 1970s further amplified the call for action against climate change. Activists highlighted the need for sustainable practices and policies to mitigate the effects of global warming. As public concern increased, it pressured governments and organizations to take the issue more seriously and consider measures to combat climate change. Conclusion. In summary, the journey towards recognizing global warming as a significant environmental threat has been marked by a complex interplay of scientific advancements, public awareness, and policy implications. From Arrhenius's early work to the revitalization of the issue in the 1950s and 1960s, the evolution of understanding has transformed global warming from a theoretical concern into a pressing reality. Today, it remains a critical topic of discussion and action in the face of ongoing climate challenges.